Hello, Pre-Algebra A. This video is for the second lesson, which is on addition and subtraction word problems and perimeter. I want to look at the example under part 2 here, which is on perimeter. So the example I'm looking at says you want to put a fence around your backyard. Your backyard is 10 feet long and 15 feet wide. How much fencing should you buy? If you were given this problem, like outside math class, start thinking through like what you would need to do to figure out how much fencing you would buy. Some of the important information in this is the actual size of the backyard. So if you think about the information they gave us, they said it's 10 feet long and 15 feet wide. I'm going to draw a picture of what they're saying. So I'm going to start off by drawing a rectangle. The reason I'm drawing a rectangle and maybe not like a square or a triangle is they gave me different amounts, which means it wouldn't be a square. And it's not going to be a triangle if you're talking about things that are long and wide. Length and width are keywords for a rectangle. Looking at my drawing, one side's going to be 15. Should be the longer side I drew. So I'll put 15 feet here. And then the other side can be our 10. So I'll put 10 feet here. Now the question is asking how much fence we should buy. In order to answer that question, think about where we would be putting fence. This was your backyard, and you wanted to put fence around your backyard. Where would it be going? Well, we would need some fence to go right here. We would need 10 feet there. You also need fence to go right here since we're going around it. So we would also need another 15 feet. I'm trying to find how much total fence I need. I'm going to add those. Is that everything? Hopefully you're yelling at my face in this video. No, Samantha, it's not everything. Because you got two other sides. So even though I didn't label these sides, those are usually the sides people forget. You also need fence right here. How much fence would I need right there? Well, you're going to need another 10 feet there. So I'm going to add in another 10. What about this side? Well, we're going to need another 15 feet there. So I can add in another 15. Once you've got all four of those numbers, we're putting fencing around our backyard. So we've got all four sides. All that's left to find how much total fencing you need is just adding it up. There's a lot of different ways you can add these numbers if you want. I'm going to go ahead and say I know 10 plus 15 is 25. Instead of adding 25 and 10, I'm going to go ahead and say, well, look, here's another 10 and 15. I also know that's 25. And then to find my final answer, I can add 25 and 25. Well, I know 25s are really easy because of quarters. So if you think about adding up two quarters, 25 and 25 is 50 cents. That means those equal 50. So to answer the question, how much fencing should you buy? I need to buy 50 feet of fencing. Now the reason this question is at this part of the notes, remember we said this part is on something called perimeter. This is a perfect example of what perimeter is. When you talk about perimeter, perimeter is the distance around a shape. So in this problem, we were finding how much fence we need to go around your backyard. Even though the problem didn't say find perimeter, that's what we're doing. We're finding the perimeter of the backyard because that's where we would put the fence. When you talk about perimeter, oftentimes we use the word perimeter when we're talking about polygons. A polygon is any shape like this that's made up of straight sides. So I had mentioned like squares and triangles before. Those are also examples of polygons. We've got a rectangle. You could also find perimeter with a square. You could find perimeter with a triangle. You could find perimeter with like a really weird shape that doesn't have a name, but is made with straight sides. Those are all examples of polygons. There is one last part to this question that says something to think about. If the fence is built against your house, would this change your answer? And it says be sure to explain your reasoning. Oftentimes when you see fences, they aren't built up against houses, right? It's not just like this random field of grass that we're putting fence around. So thinking for a second, if there had been a house that we were building this fence against, would it change my answer of needing 50 feet? I'm going to give you a moment to think. So what do you think? If we had a house that our backyard was up against, it would change our answer. If I built the house right here, there's my house, that would mean we don't need fencing on this side because that's where the house is. Now I can't say that would mean I don't need 15 feet because we don't know which side the house is on. So if instead I drew my house over on this side, there's my house now, then we wouldn't need 10 feet. But the answer is, it is going to change your answer because it's going to mean you need one less side. They would have to tell you which side of the yard the house was built on for us to get an exact number, but our number would be less. Less because you're taking out one side. So it would either be 15 feet less or 10 feet less, depending on which side the house is built on. Hopefully this helps you answer some of the other perimeter problems in the notes and on the homework. Remember, especially to my people who are new to this class, and this is when you're starting, feel free to ask Denise or I and reach out to us during our tutoring times if you have questions. We thank you so much for your flexibility and your understanding while we're doing math class online. We know you're trying so hard, so feel free to ask questions if you're struggling to do some of this online, because that would be completely understandable. Other than that, good luck with your homework for this lesson, and I will see you in the future. Bye!